What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TBT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Hello, what is up? I am TBT.
Hey.
This guy over here, that's Ace. And welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast, episode number 49, or as I like to call it, XLIX. Right? XLIX, that's XLIX.
Sounds like something I don't want.
No, or at least a medication that you shouldn't be taking. First and foremost, we got to show off the new threads. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
You can see mine or not, but
yeah. Boom. If you want one, they are $49.99 plus shipping and handling. Not really. They're not.
I've
So,
already made a mess of mine.
oh, sorry. I got to get a drink already.
Already.
Yeah, mainly because I just spilled it all over myself. Let's say hi to the chat, which I was really not looking forward to doing, simply because there are some people in the chat that that have known me for a very long time, and I am frightened. I think, good Lord, I think this is going to be one of those episodes where things are bad. So if you're listening to this, feel glad that you're not watching and that you're actually not in the chat, because this is going to be very, very interesting. Of course, Natalie's in. Natalie's our moderator for this week. Again, not suspended. This is like 3 or 4 weeks in a row that she has not been suspended. Who else is in? My boys, Bill and Joey, who I have known for over 30 years. It's ridiculous. These guys are in here. I'm afraid of what they're going to say to the chat. No secrets. Okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. No secrets.
Right,
Shannon's in. There are no secrets. Oh, wait.
There are no secrets.
Ah, shit. All right. Shannon's in. Bill's in. Natalie's in. Kathy's in. How you doing, Kathy? Denise is in. I don't think I missed anybody right now. There's more there, but you guys aren't typing and getting into the chat, so whatever. That's
I'm waiting
fine.
on you to talk.
Yeah, and here I am.
Substance.
Oh, what in the blue hell is TBT? Stop it, Bill. He also said he wanted to kiss somebody in the mouth. I'm pretty sure that was me. Great. Our other friend, the McFarland thing, she's in. So yeah, I know. Nice shirts. They're very cool. Like I said, $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Actually, I said $49.99, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, but anyway,
price that much.
Yeah, whatever. It's a discount, and that's math, so I don't really know. Anyway, it's Tuesday here in the sunny state of Indiana, where we are, and yeah, lots of stuff going on. If you haven't, hopefully you have already checked out the interview that we just put up the other day with our boys from Steel Heart, or at least just the lead singer. That was fantastic. It was a blast.
Yeah, it was.
Lots of good information, and then we were given a little bit of information in regards to the upcoming Steel Heart 30 album. Those of you that have listened know that that Milienko is discussing the duet that he's got coming up, and I thought that was probably better than any other person he could have chose.
Oh, certainly. And a great song. If you didn't know, should we go ahead and tell them?
Absolutely, and encourage everybody to still go listen to it.
Yeah, still go listen to it, watch the show, but Emelianenko is redoing Steelheart songs, uh, updating them for 2023, I guess. And one of them, of course, is the biggest Steelheart hit, I'll Never Let You Go. He decided to do that as a duet with his daughter. And the story he tells while we're interviewing him and discussing this with him is pretty compelling on how he contacts his daughter, asks her if she wants to do this with him. And it's kind of touching, kind of cool story. We discussed why that's an appropriate song for him to do, because it has other meanings. It can mean more than just a romantic situation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I encourage everyone. Yeah, everyone, go listen to it when you get done listening to this.
Yeah, please do. It's up on our page. It's on our YouTube page. It has been released to all the audios as well. But if you actually want to see the conversation that we had with him, definitely go check it out on our YouTube page. It's also, the links have been posted on all of our socials too, so be sure to check those out. Since our last show, Metallica's new 72 Seasons was finally dropped. It came out on Friday, and wow. That's all I can
What
say.
did you think? What did you think?
I think I would say it's in top three.
Top 3 records they've ever done.
For me, yeah, I'd say top 3. I
Oh, wow.
absolutely loved it.
That's impressive.
Maybe top 4, because, I mean, I don't know. Top 3 or 4. Absolutely loved it. When you can go on there and you have the longest song that they've created their entire career at 11 some minutes, yeah, bang up job. Love it. Highly recommended that you go out and buy it. Go to Music and More Records, talk to Kathy. She'll get it for you. If not, then just go to your local record store, pick it up. Totally worth it. Get it on cassette. I'm pretty sure you can, because I think Metallica was actually releasing it on cassette.
I bet you can.
Yeah, get it on vinyl, whatever. But yeah, do it. It's great. If you're a true rock and roll fan, you're a Metallica fan, do it.
It's funny that you say something about their longest song being 11 minutes, longest song they've ever done, because for some reason, I think probably when I was first hearing about Metallica, I just had this impression that they were like Iron Maiden, and every song was 27 minutes, and that's not the case.
Right.
You know, and even if it was, it's going to be good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny that you say that it's in the top 3 or 4 for you. I told you before we went on the air, I had a list ranking.
Oh yeah, of Metallica albums.
Yeah, Ultimate Classic Rock, ranking the worst to best, right?
Okay.
12 is Lulu, which
That's
you could probably
easy.
guess.
Yeah.
11 is Saint Anger.
Okay.
10 is Reload, which kind of surprised me a little bit.
A little bit.
And Death Magnetic at 9.
Wow.
8, 72 Seasons.
What?
Yeah, Ultimate Classic Rock ranks 72 Seasons at 8. And this one shocked me. Hardwired at 7. Because that was a really good record. That's a really good record. That was a comeback right there.
What was 9?
9 was Death Magnetic.
See, that surprises me.
Oh, really?
I like Death Magnetic.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's hard to rank them, though. I mean, they've got, what, how many would count? 12?
Yeah.
So it's hard, man. You could flip-flop a few of these, but 6 was Load.
Okay.
5 was Unjustice for All. Your favorite at 4, Metallica, the Black Album.
Not my favorite.
3 was Ride the Lightning. 2 was Kill 'Em All. Number 1, Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets. Okay, I agree with number 1.
Okay.
And then everything else I'm pretty sure that's all I agree with. Death Magnetic, My Apocalypse, The Judas Kiss, The Day That Never Comes. I mean, those are some good tracks. And for that to fall at number 9, yep, don't agree.
Yeah, I remember listening to it when it came out and thinking it was pretty dang good. It was after Saint Anger, right?
I'm pretty sure that the people that voted for this are the same ones that vote people in for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was after Saint Anger. So to me, that felt like a little bit more of a return to form.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Correct.
so and you liking the new one so much, they were a little more cautious. Let's say
Yeah,
at 8. So
exactly.
there's your ultimate classic rock list for Metallica.
Here's
And
my
as you
thing.
said, go ahead.
This is what I think. I think they rank 72 Seasons so low simply because it just came out. They've not had a chance to absorb those tracks and
Right.
really, get them. So,
Yeah. And you want to be fair with these records because you fall into what's called a recency bias,
right.
where the newest thing is the greatest thing. It's the greatest Metallica record. You need to settle back and wait, and then in 2 weeks, see if you listen to it again.
Exactly.
And if you don't, and you're going back to Master of Puppets or whatever, I do that a lot. We talk about a lot of new music that comes out, and a lot of it's good. And sometimes it doesn't matter how good it is. I'm always going back to something that's 20 years old.
Right.
Because it's so familiar.
Yeah, to me though, to have the Black Album, sure, it was good. It brought Metallica really back into the mainstream because everything was radio friendly. However, I think they have it ranked too high. I don't think we should talk about the success of the album because, yeah, we all know it was very successful. But as a Metallica fan, my opinion, and everybody's got them just like their buttholes. I don't think it should be ranked that high. It's good.
See, that's what pulled me in I'm one of those fans. That's what pulled me in. I'd heard Justice,
Mm-hmm.
of course, because one was big,
Right.
and then the Black record. So
Right.
that one pulled me in, and it says right here, perhaps understandably shifted their songwriting style drastically on the follow-up to And Justice for All. Some fans missed the thrash riffs and complex song structures that made them metal pioneers, but Metallica made 80 bajillion or so new fans, which is what you're talking about,
Right.
who followed them into this move of straight-ahead hard rock territory. And they're unquestionably right about songs like Enter Sandman and Sad But True. So there you go.
Yeah.
80 bajillion Metallica fans can't be wrong, as Elvis says.
Right. I guess. Well, speaking of Metallica, since we're on that topic, all last week they did a residency, if you will, on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh yeah, I saw something about this.
They performed various tunes, including Master of Puppets, which was great. They played the entire thing. They did not play the radio version, if you will, or the radio edit, whatever. Played the whole thing. It was fantastic. They also did Holier Than Thou, which is one you do not hear very often.
Right.
And man, are they good. And here's the key. It's kind of weird. I didn't hear any backing tracks. I don't know.
I don't think you will.
No.
And
Maybe.
and it's cool they're playing an obscure tune like that, Holier Than Thou, you said, because this new tour, different set every night, right?
Right.
You may not hear Enter Sandman on night 2. They played it on night 1.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So if you go to both shows, you're getting 2 different shows.
Exactly.
Because they're doing 2 shows a city, correct? Every city.
Yes.
Different opening acts even rotating around, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a fun concept. If you're a big Metallica fan and you get tickets to 2 shows and they're totally different, yeah. That's pretty cool.
It'll be just like going to 2 different shows.
Oh, yeah.
And
Right.
they have to play 2 different shows in each season or in each city because of the bajillion fans.
There's a bajillion.
Yeah, bajillion.
Well, new ones.
Right. They're not playing anything for the old ones. It's just the new bajillion fans. What's going on in the chat? Holy moly. They've
I want to
stopped.
apologize. I want to apologize first
Uh-oh.
if I sound a bit congested, because I am. I'm dealing with allergies and a sinus infection.
You have cough due to cold?
Do what?
Do you have cough due to cold?
What the hell is that?
A
Is
cough
that a medication?
due to cold?
No.
Do you need ROLAIDS?
No.
Do you need sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine?
Yes.
Okay. I knew. I'd get to it.
And I have plenty of that.
Excellent. I'm very happy with that.
You said they stopped?
No, they're kind of jumping in there a little bit. I know there's a bunch of people in there. Y'all better be hitting that thumbs up, because we get paid 1/10 of a penny every time you hit the thumbs up. So it's very important that you do that, and we want to share that wealth with you. And without that, we can't have kick-ass backgrounds like what we have in our own homes.
Kathy has St. Anger at 12.
Kathy is driving also, so we got to be careful with that. Kathy, don't stop at the stoplights and all that fun stuff. I think Joey's driving. Kathy's driving, which is good. I'm glad you guys are still listening and not watching. If you are watching, please pull over. That's all I have for Metallica. But hey, I do have some very, very, very interesting news on the Motley Crue front.
There's something every day, either about Kiss lip syncing or Motley Crue. It's a gift that keeps on giving. There's something
It really is.
every day.
Well, or it's Kiss and Gene Simmons getting ill and having to sit down for the concert.
Did you see that?
I did.
I don't know what happened to Gene, but
according to Gene, it was dehydration and humidity.
Well, he is a bajillion years old.
Yes.
And wearing a lot of heavy Batwing makeup and gear and things.
Correct.
So, yeah. But him sitting in a chair playing,
But here's the thing. He finished the concert. He got ill, went back, but he finished the show.
See, now he's got one up on Paul Stanley. Because when Paul Stanley had the heart attack or whatever and collapsed,
they
had to haul him out on a stretcher and into an ambulance.
Yeah, and they didn't finish the show.
He did not finish the show. They continued on without him, and Gene one-upped him twice because he finished that show and he finished this one.
Yep. So, yeah, that's one for Gene. One-upped him. But anyway, let me get back to this. Motley Crue is in the news, surprisingly enough. They have just, according to our sources of the interwebs, Motley Crue has entered the studio to begin recording with longtime producer Bob Rock.
Ooh, really?
Correct. I have a question, because there's also another quote, because Nikki Sixx has confirmed that Motley Crue is also writing new music. And this is a quote from Nikki Sixx. "We're just letting the songs guide us."
And what does he mean by that?
Playing backing tracks and just seeing where it goes?
Just guiding along the track?
Seeing if the instruments play themselves?
Telekinetically?
Telekinesis?
Maybe.
But hey, that's going to be the name of it. Telekinesis. Yep. So late Monday night, John 5 shared a photo of him laying down tracks in a recording studio. Also posted a picture of Bob Rock in front of a mixing board with the accompanying caption that said, "Let's do this at Motley Crue, #Bob Rock." Tommy Lee shared the same picture, and #wanna see my penis. No, that was the other thing he posted. Let's see, Nikki Sixx. No, Tommy Lee posted it, and on his Instagram page, along with one showing him, John 5, and Nikki Sixx in a big studio. he captioned the images, hit that mother effing recording button, Mr. Rock, go. But yet nothing is said about anybody playing instruments, just hit the record button. So I don't know if this is like, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know if it's a new album. I don't know. However, Mick Mars was not invited for some reason. I don't know.
Maybe they got Karabi involved and they're actually getting something done because Mr. Utility is doing a lot of stuff for them.
So I know you're gonna touch on some related Motley Crue news involving
Sure.
Carmen.
Right.
I'll let you discuss that, but I have a little info. Unless you touch on it, there's a little bit to add to that on something else I read. So I'll let you fill us in on the whole Carmen news.
Well, first of all, we joke, but I do hope if they do get in the studio that it is actually a good product. I would love to see a good Motley Crue record come out. They need one, and it would be cool for us, right?
We need one.
Yeah, we do. We do. So, and Bob Rock, he could probably bring out the best in him. I'm hoping so. But yeah, Carmen Apiece. So a few weeks ago, Carmen Apiece was in the news because he had spoke out in defense of Mick Mars and Mick Mars's unceremoniously being released from the band. And
Right.
at this point, Mick had not spoke out, but Carmen is a friend of Mick's and was speaking for him, in essence, saying that Motley Crue is not playing live. They're playing the backing tracks and all of that, which is what we alluded to a minute ago. So now he's saying, Carmen Apiece, is that he got a cease and desist letter from the Motley Crue lawyers. So the lawyers now have weighed in and telling him to shut the hell up and stop talking about stuff. So the funny thing is, he said that was weeks ago. So now they're worried about him, saying more things? What are they worried about?
Is that proving his point?
He says it proves his point and it vindicates him.
There you go.
That's what he's saying. And also the comments by Mick that have come out recently, he feels like has vindicated him. There's several articles about this, but basically what Carmen is saying is that he's vindicated and he's getting a lot of response from people, musicians who don't like Nikki, and the rest of the guys, they don't like them too much. The fans have been getting on Motley Crue a lot, and he feels like this is all a big swell validating whatever he's had to say about this.
And if I'm not mistaken, Stephen Pearcy even chimed in after Nikki Sixx, said some stuff about Carmen, calling him a washed up drummer. And Carmen came back and was like, bro, fine, let's meet. We'll have a playoff.
Yes.
Don't bring your tape recorder, don't bring your cassette or, whatever is playing your backing track. But
no response from Nikki.
Right. But Stephen Pearcy chimes in and says, what are you doing, man? We're all supposed to be friends. But, he couldn't just have a conversation. He has to call him out and say, oh, you suck. You're a shitty drummer.
Well, that's the thing. It seems like everyone gets so defensive on this stuff and want to go low really, really easily. It's like it's easy to go down low and say, hey, you're washed up, you're terrible, but which is a terrible thing for Nikki to say because who's not playing the instrument, allegedly?
Right.
I mean, as far as I know, Carmen Apiece isn't faking his drums. And now they've got video. I've seen video where Tommy Lee's not even playing, where he's walking to the drum set. I think we talked about it last week.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, everyone wants to go low. Paul Stanley's been doing this if he gets trolled and he responds to the trolls. That's where this whole Sinkin' Stanley came from. I don't know if you've heard about Sinkin' Stanley, but
yeah,
he's one of my favorites now. So
for sure.
Stanley, if you hear this, we're fans.
Yeah, we're all friends, blah blah blah, and Stephen Pearcy saying that, and then Just the other day, Phil Lewis from LA Guns, he kind of chimed in on his own, and he's like, LA Guns wouldn't even know how to play along the backing tracks, which is kind of a weird statement. I don't quite understand it, but because I mean, you'd think you could play to a backing track no matter what. But hey, Phil Lewis is jumping in there. Yeah, I don't get it. I like LA Guns. I like Phil Lewis. For him to chime in, I think is just another one of those rock stars. You know, not necessarily coming to the defense of Mick, but at least coming out and saying, "Look, you know, we're not doing that," and
Right.
you can prove it. And I think I read something. This goes back to Motley Crue being in the studio, or at least this whole thing with Mick that's going on. One of the lawyers responded saying, or maybe it was the manager or whatever, said, you know, yeah, they're all playing. You know, we've talked about Mick. They said, oh, he would play different songs. He would play the wrong song. He would play this. He would play that.
Right.
And then they would say, then he said, Tommy is absolutely playing the drums. Nikki is absolutely playing bass. And this is my favorite part, is that Vince is singing better than he ever has. And
Right.
I'm like, since when? 1995?
Right.
Because if you listen to just about every daggone show that was recorded on the tour last summer with with Def Leppard and Poison and Joan Jett, yeah, he didn't sound good. Now, I've not heard any of them from this tour, but I don't think it's changed much.
Well, here's something I thought about just now. You mentioned John Five.
Yeah.
So John Five is a notable guitar player.
Yeah.
Probably one of the top guitar players in the world, from what I know. So, if there's this backing track shenanigans going on, what did John Five agree to? You know, when they brought him in, did he say, "Okay, I'm going to play all my guitar parts"? And they're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!
We don't do
No,
that.
no, we don't do that." Or they, patting him on the back. Yeah, you do you, man. You play the guitar, and we'll do our thing. Just make sure it matches up, and don't start early, and don't play the wrong song.
Keep your earpiece in.
Yeah,
you know, and pay attention.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder what they've got him ready to do, because he's very talented, and he's he's younger, so he could probably endure the rigors of the road.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just interesting to me. So, and I'll tell you another thought. We talked about this earlier today, mentioning John Five. We talked about this lawsuit where they want to push Mick out. There's 4 members,
right?
25% apiece of basically Motley Crue Incorporated. So
right.
we're pushing Mick out, putting John Five in, and then acting like we had to do it because we have this new guy and we can't, not have 25%. So Mick, you're out and you get nothing, basically. You and I both know that most musicians now
Them too.
are side players. They're hired guns. A lot of them are, because bands have interchanged members so much, you can't just incorporate everyone into the LLC or the incorporation or the corporation just at will. There's too many legal wranglings. Kiss legally is Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. We know that. Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer are getting paid well, but they're not getting 25%. They're not getting what Gene and Paul get.
Sure.
So my point being, this almost sounds like Nikki's trying to make it sound like it's something we had to do because we're trying to reduce your load and we're doing you a favor and we had to include John. They didn't have to do that. If that's what they're doing, they didn't have to give him 25% of the Motley Crue LLC Incorporated. They could have just set him a salary. Just set him a salary of you know, what do you want? You want 500,000? What do you want? You want T-shirt money?
Yeah, exactly. No, but
You know,
here's a question too. This is along the exact same lines. What did they do when Vince left?
right when he left.
They
What?
fired him. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody knows that he was fired. So
after
did
Dr.
they?
Field.
Was he cut off? Did he get no royalties from a band that he was in for how many years? Was he just completely cut off, not offered 5% allegedly, like Mick Mars? And then if he was cut off, what did they offer John Corabi when he was brought in?
Right.
Was he given 25%? So it's now, 25, 25, 25, 25.
Yeah, exactly. What's your precedent? What are you basing this on? If well, we had to do it. I mean, it never came up that well. We did the same thing when when Vince got fired.
Yeah.
We did the same thing. We gave John 25%. I don't think so.
What about when Tommy left the band?
Right. And they did have another drummer. They had like two. I think they didn't they?
Yeah, one of
They
them,
had one.
I can't remember the female's name, but I mean they had a female drummer for a while.
So
Yeah,
so where'd that 25% go?
exactly.
In whose pocket?
Did he get tour money? What about? I'd love. We might have to drop Karabi an email and ask him. I don't want to know how much he got paid, but how was that contract structured? Was it structured to give him, a portion of tours, a portion of albums, and he discussed a little bit about what he was given, like up front.
Yes. Yeah, he
But
was given a bunch up front.
right, but it would be very interesting to know just how that played out, and how does that compare to right now? With Mick and his situation. Um, Also, are you still paying Vince the same amount?
Today,
Sure.
well, it sounds like he's back in.
Well, I mean, if Vince is getting paid the same amount, I mean, why hasn't his voice gone? Which means that his talent is sort of dropping
Deteriorating.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. I don't think and people have sued over this stuff. Don Felder. Don Felder sued the Eagles. When he left, basically because they tried to kick him out of that corporation, and he wasn't having it.
Right.
He wasn't having it because that wasn't the deal. And he won undisclosed amount of money, but I'd love to know how much. Plus, he gets the
Sure.
royalty. He gets the royalty on Hotel California because he wrote that. I mean, think of that. He's not the Bunny Carlos of Cheap Trick.
Right.
He's not playing with Cheap Trick right now, and I believe he is still considered a full member of Cheap Trick. So he still gets all his money.
Yeah, and I think we also have to remember the amount of LLCs within Motley Crue.
Okay.
Because you have Motley Crue the corporation, and then you have Motley Records. You have Motley Pop Tarts, whatever it is.
Merch.
Yeah, you've got all the merch and everything. And when you read the lawsuit, it breaks it down. They're broke down into different whatever the corporations, whatever the LLCs are. Who other than this board of directors? Who's deciding? We already know. We know who's deciding. They're deciding how much Mick was going to get, whatever. But where were these things when Vince left? When Tommy left? How is it? I don't know. How is it fair? For one, in 2023 with Mick and having these LLCs or whatever, when they didn't have these same things or as much money probably back when Tommy left or Vince left. Are we saying that? But the difference, I think, part of it too is in the lawsuit. Mick left. Vince was fired. Tommy left. So this is going to be a long time before I think this is settled, figured out, whatever.
Yeah. there's a lot of money on the line. I mean, these bands, they sue each other for the name of the band because that's what sells.
Jack Russell, Stephen
Right,
Piercy.
Stephen Piercy. L.A. Guns did the same thing. There
Right.
were two L.A. Guns for a long time, two versions of Rat, touring at the same time, two versions of Great White for a while, because the brand is everything. Queensryche,
Roger Waters and Pink Floyd.
right?
I mean, that was huge because he was like, "It's my name," But
Yeah.
and that was back in that was back in '85. And then he finally reunited with Pink Floyd, and everything was fine. But that was another huge one. Not to mention all the bands that have sued their record labels. Which is completely
Yeah.
different. Because we're
But
talking
yeah,
royalties and stuff. But
right.
Paul McCartney sued the Beatles.
No.
Yeah, so it's not unheard of, but it's just I
Yeah.
don't know.
So, the business is the business, and it's not always pretty. So just to think that everyone gets along and it's all perfect is kind of, we like to think that, but it's kind of ridiculous on its face, just because they're people and there's a lot of money on it. I mean, look at your summer tours when these guys come around. Well, I mean, we're going to go in July to see four of these guys, right?
Yeah.
And they all own the name except for Jack Russell, and he's legally obliged to say Jack Russell's Great White.
Well, and it's funny you mention that because Bill just made mention in the chat that he just saw Jack
Great
Russell's
Russell.
Jack Russell's Great White, and what the hell, he sounded good but not right. Well, yeah, he's like 70 some years old. He's not going to sound like the same Jack Russell.
He's not that old.
No, well, he's got to be in his 70s.
No.
Gotta be. Now you're gonna make me look it up now. But
Yes,
yeah, we're gonna see them in July. I seen them about 8 years ago, I guess, maybe.
right.
And he sounded okay. Why do I have dogs popping up?
Me too. Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh, yeah. Is that the name of the band? That's what they should have named it.
So
Jack Russell Terrier Great White.
they have him listed. If you pulled it up, Jack Russell listed as percussionist at one point.
Ah, yes.
62.
I was close. I was only off by 10 years.
62.
Yeah.
And in reference to how he sounds, that's one thing that he has maintained is at least he sounds good, because physically he is in terrible health.
Yes.
Terrible health. If anyone ever gets a chance to hear the horror stories that Jack Russell's went through with his body, I mean, it's terrible. And all the health issues were compounded by this lawsuit that he's going through with Great White, and trying to get the brand, get the name, whatever. It'd be a cool book.
Yeah.
Maybe
Apparently I'm being sold or sued for royalties.
Are you?
From a band that I had back in Guam with one of our with Bill in the chat.
Is that the Spit People?
The Spit People. You're close. It was Saliva Slobs. And he said he's gonna sue me for part, but what Bill doesn't realize is that he still owns 33.3% of Saliva Slobs. So he can't sue me when he still owns 33.3%.
You may have
Joey, who's listening and can't text because he's driving, yeah, he owns the other 33.3. So altogether, we own 99.9%. I don't know where the 0.1% is, but Bill also makes a comment that his first concert was in Guam with me when we went to go see Cheap Trick, and Bill can attest to the story, I think, that I shared on here many episodes.
Did you share it on air, or did you?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Because that's a great story.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some episodes, but I'm pretty sure I shared it. I think.
I know you said.
Yeah, I know you know the story. We just had Shelby jump into the chat. Shelby is saying she's actually asking a question. Does TBT stand for anything particular? That
No.
answer is no. It does not. Just no. That's it. That's just like Prince when he had the symbol. It
Yeah.
didn't stand for anything. It just was a symbol. So
It's
no,
just
TBT does not stand for anything.
you could actually interchange that to be BTT or
Well,
TBT.
if you flip it, it's TBT. And Natalie says the biggest turd. There is strike one. She's got to realize that this is episode XLIX. So if she gets suspended for the next one, she will miss the 50th episode. So she needs to be very careful. Very careful.
You know, I don't think Wes is in the chat tonight, but
no,
we never broke up our band, so thus we all have shared ownership. There's never a dispute.
What
We
was
never
the name?
that one was DDT, like the poison.
So you had DDT. Now you're with TBT.
Yes, and I did not come up with that name. The other guitar player, Lane, did, I believe. DDT.
Staley?
No, Lane Kent.
Oh, I thought it was Lane Staley.
Good guitar player.
Okay.
They were much further ahead in their musicianship than I was, because I was a struggling drummer at the time, and they realized that very quickly, and said, "Get out behind them drums and sing."
So I'm going with DDT and the Saliva Slobs going on tour.
Oh, I like the way that sounds.
Yeah,
That sounds like one band, DDT and the Saliva Slobs.
yeah, but it's two bands. We
It is.
We can't confuse people.
No, and I can't get sued over assuming the name DDT.
Right, and
I'm pushing it with
Saliva
Ace.
Slobs is trademarked, so nobody can take that and use it. That is trademarked. It is ours. Natalie says TBT and the Spit People. Strike two. Bill said he's down. So Bill, we're gonna get the band back together. We're gonna do this. I know a place.
Isn't Bill like in Iceland or something?
No.
Isn't that where all you people live, is Iceland and Guam, where
This
snakes
is
live?
Bill and I met when we were in Iceland.
There you go.
We became best buds when we were in Guam.
So you went from freezing to death in Iceland, because it's
Yes.
nothing but ice,
Yes.
to living on a desert island with snakes.
A tropical island with snakes. Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
I know a lot about my geography and climates.
Yes, I love geography. So yeah, we've been buds. But Bill actually now lives, get this, in Indiana.
Oh wow. Is he from here? Bill, are you from Indiana, or did you just move here?
I'm not going to answer the question. I'll wait till he answers. And Joey just chimed in. Joey is the third member of the Saliva Slobs. He just wanted us to know that Mick Jagger still sounds good.
Joey got married. Should have known we'd never get far. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah. That was what? Back in summer of 69?
I think it was 69.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So, anyway.
Yeah, so that's that. That's that. I don't have anything music related anymore. I've got something that I did see on Fox News that I'm thinking about bringing up, because it just, I don't know, it's absolutely bugging the time out of me. We do not do anything political on this show. We've made that abundantly clear, I think, on the very first episode. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about...
Unless you rant about gas and gas prices.
Correct. Gas prices are...
political.
Yeah. Or just having gas. Bill was born in Danville, but moved around just like me, because he had military parents, which is why we knew each other in Iceland and in Guam. And so they've all settled down now in Indiana, much like me. So we stay away from politics unless we're talking about gas or we're making a joke about something or whatever. But I was flipping through the news because sometimes that's what I do, just to find out what's going on in the world. And right before we went on air, you had asked me if I saw what had happened in New York, and apparently there was a parking garage that collapsed. I didn't know anything about it, so I pulled up our friends at Fox News, and we just lost like 50 subscribers for me saying Fox News, whatever. I pulled it up just to look and
We
see.
only have 50.
Oh yeah, I pulled it up to look and see that article and read about that parking garage. And I came across something else that caught my eye, and I started reading about it. And you were like, "Wow, maybe we should talk about that." So this is going to be like quasi serious, but not necessarily, because I'm going to make a joke about it because it's what I do. Everybody loves TikTok. The TikTok's fun.
This thing's horrible, though.
Well, I know. But TikTok is great. You know, I send TikTok. Hell, I've got an account. This show has an account. On my personal one, I make videos.
Are you saying it's great for the Chinese?
Yeah, I gave the Chinese all of my information. See, now you're getting political. So
I'm just saying.
They're fun. They're a blast. My wife and I will send each other videos. I've sent you some. I've sent Natalie some.
Lots of TikTok videos. I don't ever have to look at it myself. I get tons of videos.
Some of them are absolutely hilarious. There's some trends that are going on right now that are entertaining. If you are a fan of, what's the right word? Chesticles. But that's for another show. That's for next week's show. But I'm reading this article and I'm here's the headline. Ohio boy 13 overdoses on Benadryl in deadly TikTok challenge. So I read this article and let me go over a couple things here. A 13-year-old from Ohio is dead after attempting an apparent TikTok challenge that entailed consuming 12 to 14 Benadryl tablets, which is more than 6 times the recommended dosage. This kid decided to partake in the challenge with his friends earlier this month and landed in the hospital where he ultimately became brain dead before his parents had to take him off of life support. They tried to tell him to stay off TikTok, blah, blah, blah. But let me go to the thing here. The challenge, because I know that's what you're wondering, what is this challenge? The challenge is to ingest 12 to 14 Benadryl pills because it was supposed to create hallucinations. But the outcome for this kid was deadly. His friends were filming this challenge when the 13-year-old, I'm going to say that again, 13, started having seizures. They left him because they got scared. Doesn't say who found him. Doesn't say how he was found. Doesn't matter. The point is, he's dead over a TikTok challenge. Now, I've just closed it because I have a problem with this. Obviously, anybody should. Who are we blaming here? Are we blaming TikTok? Are we blaming the parents for not teaching their kid better? Are we blaming the kid for falling for something that he saw on social media? I don't have that answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that answer. I don't want to perceive that you have the answer or you're right, I'm right, anybody, or that my microphone falls over. The problem I have is that when you and I were growing up, and pretty much everybody that's in the chat, and maybe even those that are watching, we didn't have social media when we were growing up.
Right.
We didn't have TikTok challenges or Facebook challenges, dump a gallon of water over your head to raise money for MS or whatever. Sure, we could have done that. The challenges I had?
It's
Hey,
probably the same as I did.
I dare you to smoke this cigarette.
Right.
I dare you to try this marijuana. Come on, man.
Right.
It'll feel good. I dare you to drink this beer.
Right. And
Here's
you
a
use a damn
shot.
kid,
Here's a shot. I dare you to try it.
or jump off this cliff into the quarry hole,
Yeah.
40 feet up.
Or like Bill and Joey and I did. I dare you to go to this pond in the middle of this tropical island that's fresh water and jump off the highest peak into the water.
Right.
We did that kind of stuff. Not once did I ever think, oh man, I need to go grab some Benadryl, or I need to go, sniff or inhale the stuff coming out of a whipped cream can.
Right.
Can we blame social media for bringing this to the forefront? I think so. But here's my thing too. All of social media works on an algorithm. So if you're looking for Metallica, you're going to end up starting to see Metallica all through your feed. That's how it works. That's what algorithms do. You do anything. So what was this kid looking up? Challenges?
Right. How did it come across?
Yeah.
Did someone send it to him in a TikTok?
Sure. Maybe somebody sent it. The issue I have is that it happened. I feel bad for the parents. I could never, I never want to imagine having to bury one of my children ever. And I don't want that of any of my friends, any of our listeners, anything like that. It just bugs me that we have things like this happening. And sure, I'm going down a rabbit hole because, usually we're full of fun and all that fun stuff. But that just kind of got me because you don't hear of things like that going on. I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. There was the Tide Pod challenge, but I think that was stupid.
And cinnamon. Remember the cinnamon?
Oh, yeah.
But
mouthful of cinnamon.
Right. But who says, take a handful of pills? And, did you take them all at once? Did you take them one at a time? They're little. Benadryls are small.
The only thing I had to take a handful of was crackers, eat them, and then try to whistle.
Yeah, and I've lost my train of thought. Oh, I don't think my parents ever had to tell me not to take anything like that.
No,
I don't think they ever had to say, "Hey, that's Tylenol over there. Don't take more than 2."
Right.
At one time, we never had that talk.
No, but mine either.
It never was a thing. So I don't know. I'm like you. I don't have an answer. And two things can be true at once. It could be a lot of things. It could be two things that you're talking about. It could be TikTok's the problem. The parents didn't tell him not to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you said they were telling him to stay away from TikTok.
Yeah.
But what's that even mean?
As a kid, if you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. Stay off of TikTok. Yep. Okay.
Yep, I know.
It's kind of like don't watch Cinemax after 11 o'clock because it turns into Skinamax. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to.
Yeah, but things like that aren't deadly.
No, exactly.
It's not deadly to stay up too late.
Right. Bill in the chat one time challenged me to down a whole bottle of Strawberry Hill. I did it. Yeah. Boone's Farm, buddy, all the way.
But not more than one.
No.
He didn't give you 12.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was the bottle of Nitrane that did it for me. But, you know.
Did anyone die from the Tide Pods or just get immensely sick and in the ER?
I think just immensely sick.
Yeah. So this stuff's getting out of hand, these challenges, and I don't know why these kids are compelled to do these things. I don't know what makes them say, yeah, that sounds good today, but
most of the time these things are fake. Like somebody will say it's Benadryl, for instance, when it's actually a handful of Red Hots. Mm-hmm. You can't tell the difference. I think Benadryl's little pink pills, but
yeah.
What if it's pieces of Smartie and they're like, oh yeah, I crushed it up. Now just take it. You know, that's just like there was a candy people were talking about a few years ago that you sniff. That was another challenge, something like that. But anyway, actually, my wife just said that there were 10 deaths from the Tide Pod shit. Yeah.
That's insane.
Who thought it was a great idea to ingest detergent?
That's insane. 10 deaths.
Yeah. Shelby makes a good point. These kids probably didn't grow up in the country. I can't argue with that.
I agree.
We do stupid stuff. But not
I talk
Benadryl.
about that. I talk about that stuff with my kids all the time. The stuff we did
Absolutely
when we were running around in the woods and the hills and all that other stuff. You know, I would climb trees and like leap on my brothers.
Yeah.
You know, from trees. You know, but it's stupid. But nobody died. You know. I mean,
I did two or three of the best years of my life as a teenager in Guam with two of these.
Amazon.
Yeah, in the Amazon with two of these guys that are in the chat right now. And like I said, two or three of the best years of my life. And never once did we did some stupid crap. That would take an entire new show. We did some stupid stuff, but never like this. Never. Ever. And it blows my mind that kids are thinking about doing stuff like this. I don't get it. And I'm not trying to bring us down, you know, at the close to the end of this episode, but holy crap.
I know. And we'll never know what this kid was thinking, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you said there was his buddy or two there that were helping film it or whatever. I'm sure they could attest to some of it, what they were thinking, but it's going to be simple. It's going to be, well, we just thought we'd do it. You
exactly.
know? What hallucinations did they think they would see?
I don't know.
I never want. Okay, dumb thing I did. You know, of course, the first time you tried chewing tobacco,
and
it knocked you for a loop. Right, you were spinning. You know, and that was enough for me to say, enough of that.
Right.
You know, we'll never do that again. You know, so no hallucinations, but that was enough.
I'm not going to talk about the exact process of doing this, but and Billy and Joey may actually chime in. They may remember this. One of the things we did was the gosh, how do I describe this without giving it away? Because I don't want us to get sued for, we told somebody to do this. Restricting air or blood flow to your brain. And okay. I'll tell you off the air what this is about. This is something we did. However, we never left each other's side. When we did this, and you get this euphoric kind of thing.
Yeah.
We didn't leave each other's side, and we made sure that, you know, everything was okay before the next person stepped up to do it. And then the next person would. And then you just, you know, we do it over and over.
Right. And it felt safer because someone else was there to, hey, smack you around and make sure you're okay.
That is exactly it. I remember waking up to my face being smacked just to make sure I was awake.
Is it stupid? Yeah, it's stupid. But
yes, you know, totally stupid. Kathy said it sounds sexual. It does, but it wasn't.
I didn't want to say that. I was thinking all along about Michael Hutchins and NXS.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. No, this was not erotic asphyxiation. No, not at all.
And you never left each other's side.
Yeah, but my pants also never left my waist. So
okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's just one of those things. Anyway, yeah, it blows my mind. I hope we don't read about this anymore. I know that, you know, there's other things to talk about that could be even worse, but, you know, we won't get into that. This was just something that that bugged me.
Such an odd thing because it's Benadryl, and who the hell starts this stuff? Who's the first person to, like you said, it could have been anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they might say it's Benadryl, and they might say, "Well, I got a bunch of hallucinations, and it's a bunch of bullshit."
Right.
But that kid doesn't know that.
No, has no
Obviously,
clue.
yeah. So, you know, same with the Tide Pod. You know, I mean, I did 10 Tide Pods. Well, did you really? You know,
Right.
now I've started something. Now 10 people are dead.
Yeah, and some other person's going to do it. Okay, should I bring us back to? I'm going to bring us back. I got a joke. No,
Oh,
I don't
good.
have a joke. I have a story.
Excellent. Even
I kind
better.
of just ruined it. But so I have a buddy of mine, and if this offends anybody, suck it. Don't care. I have a buddy of mine that got fired recently from his job. Real skinny dude.
That's not funny.
No, it's almost like our friend that doesn't work with us anymore. Super skinny.
Oh, okay.
Um, real thin face, real thin mouth. Just a small dude, right?
Okay.
Grew his mustache out, and he was told by his boss, "You got to shave." And he's like, "I'm not going to shave. This isn't. There's no dress code. You know, I can't tell you what he does, but there's no dress code. He's not going to shave. There's nothing that says um, that he has to have certain way of his facial hair. You know, it doesn't have to be neatly trimmed like yours. It doesn't have to look like um, shit like mine. Um, you know, he just do whatever." And he's like, "I'm not doing it." And I said, "Look, you're either going to shave it or we're going to have to let you go." And he's like, "You're going to have to let me go for a mustache?" And they're like, "Yes, we've had complaints." And they're
About
like,
his mustache?
"Yeah,
What,
how
because
in
he
the
can't
world
grow
is
one?
somebody going to complain about my mustache?" And he said his coworkers or whatever was like, "It looks," and Kathy just said it looks like a Hitler mustache.
Oh,
And he's like, "What?"
I did hear about this.
And they said, "Yeah, it looks like a freaking Hitler mustache, so you need to shave it." And he got so mad. He goes, "You know what? That's it. I have had it up to here."
Hilarious. And,
Sorry.
and the way you told that was just perfect.
Thanks.
Your goatee today. I don't know if you combed it out like you've talked about and taken care of it,
Yeah.
but it is becoming bifurcated.
I don't even
So
know what the hell that means.
congratulations on that. That's kind of cool.
I don't know that word.
It looks like it's divided in half.
No, it's freaking
Yeah.
color.
No, it's divided right down the middle.
It's not, though. Look, it's
Five even six.
color. It's not like
Okay.
a butt crack or anything. It's the color. But it does look like that. Now I got to shave it because it looks like I have a freaking crack of an ass right down the middle of my chin. Great. It's not what it is, I promise. But look,
Nice.
yeah, now I'm like self-conscious about it. There, is that better?
Sure.
Okay, whatever. I'm going to do something a little bit different because it's what we do sometimes. We're going to do our normal shout outs like we do at the end of every one of our podcasts. But this time, we're putting up graphics. Look at that.
Looks
We got to
good.
thank Jason at Bad Company Barbecue. You can see it right there, badcompanyBarbecue.com. Small batch seasonings, check them out. And of course, Kathy with Music and More Records. Do not download your damn music. Go to your local record store and buy it. Buy the vinyl, buy the CD, buy the cassette, buy the 8-track if they even have it.
They make them now.
Buy the
They're doing
reel
that.
to reel if you have it.
No.
Lou just said that it is a butt crack, and that hurts. It's not a damn butt crack. I swear. I have one more shout out that I need to give.
Right. I don't know. Did you post this at all on our
No,
Instagram thing?
no,
Okay. So
no.
you've been talking about your Garage Mahal
Yes,
for a while now.
correct.
It is complete now,
It is.
and it looks wonderful.
Let me Let me see if I can pull a picture in. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think you should, because
Let me
you're pretty
see.
proud of it and you're happy with who did it.
All right, here, I'm pulling it in. This is it. Boom.
So this was once just a yard barn, correct? A pole
This
barn?
was once just a pole barn. It is now much, much more.
Well, and it has so much more potential now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the far right is a bathroom, full bathroom, sink, toilet, and shower.
Don't say it. Don't. God dang it.
What?
You said it.
What'd I say?
Shower.
What am I supposed to say? Rain locker?
Just don't even acknowledge it, because you know what'll happen.
Okay. So yeah. That's that. Absolutely. Damn it. It happened.
I told you.
It happened. It happened. Natalie, strike 3. So anyway, the Garage Mahal, phenomenal. Super, super happy with it. And I got to give a shout out to the company that took care of it. They are located here in Indiana. They are located in a small town called Bedford, which I believe is also the limestone capital of the world, according to their road signs. But this is it's All American General Contracting, located in Bedford, Indiana. You can see their telephone number there. I'm going to do this for those that are listening and can't see this. Their phone number is 812-797-1304. That's All American General Contracting in Bedford, Indiana. For all your general contracting needs, see them. They build houses. They do garages. They're on the Book of Face, so check them out. Mad props to them. Josh is the owner. Great guy. His crews are phenomenal. They do a lot of great work, as you can see by the end result. I've got, just because I want to, I'm going to show the picture of what this place looked like prior to.
Oh, good. We need that.
Yeah, if I can find it. I'm trying to scroll through all the porn I have on here.
Take a minute, everyone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that word. I can't say that because now we'll be banned. That's all right. I got Benadryl. This is what it used to look like. I know you can't see anything because I haven't posted anything. All right, this isn't going to be the right layout for the picture, but
I'm glad we're not doing it.
Yeah, whatever. This is what it looked like beforehand. See that?
Okay.
Yeah. It was just a frame. This is actually when they started working. They started putting up the frame and everything. Outlets every 4 feet. Yes, it's awesome. So yeah, we went from crap to what we got now, the Garage Mahal. Garage Mahal is going to be open for concerts here in the near future.
Oh, didn't you invite someone already?
I did. I've already invited Pearlandra for an acoustic set because I don't want them plugging in because I'm not paying that electric bill.
Well, an acoustic set would be great though.
Yeah, an acoustic set with Pearlandra and John Corabi.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yep,
He does those too. He does those all the time.
I know, exactly. And he was not here in our area. So, yeah.
Not
Natalie,
yet.
that's strike 4. I don't know what you call USS Garage Mahal. That's the dumbest thing I think I've heard all day. It's not a ship.
So,
that's strike 4.
That's a lot.
I can't handle this.
Well, I'm thinking, you said you're getting another bar. You're buying a bar for the Garage Mahal.
Well, I'm having one built, yes.
Correct. So, what I want to know, are you going to, in case you want to have a party,
gathering,
and you're a gathering, and you're there, and I'm there, and then that's it. No one else shows up because they're like they don't want to hang with TBT and Ace.
Right.
I want to know, are you going to get a few more Roxannes to hang around just to make us feel better?
Her name is Roxy.
Yeah, whatever, Roxy. Sorry. I'm going with her formal name. Roxanne.
It's not Roxanne. It is just Roxy.
But she can turn on the red light.